Hello children, welcome to the next video. This is video number 22. It is just increasing, but we are not able to finish the lesson so soon. Now video 22 this is. Now the other day I had told you there is converse of Thales theorem. Converse of Thales theorem. See, I am just going to explain it because it has got a very special proof. I told you the other day I had told you it has got a special proof, and at least you should know that in maths they prove like this. Such proofs are there, you should know. So just listen now what I am telling. And I had told one point there, something wrong we are going to take it as true and then show that what we have considered is wrong. So something wrong, we'll take it as true. We'll take it as true and we'll apply the properties there, and then we'll arrive at a point which clashes what we have supposed. So that way is the proof now here for this. So let's see, you'll understand at least what type of proof it is. Now what is the statement of this converse of Thales theorem, that we should know very well. So if a straight line divides two sides of a triangle, in equal ratio, then that line will be parallel to the third side. Now the other day I had told you the converse means, of course, one thing I told you, from the back you have to come to the front. No, that's not the correct we should tell in a correct manner. The data will become, the first will be data in any statement of theorem. The first part will be data, the ending part will be what to prove, what we are going to prove in that. Now it is just the opposite, means the converse of the theorem means that to prove that will be given part, and given what is given, no, that will be to prove that. So just the opposite, data will become to prove that will become data. So you will have an idea only if it is told, only if it is proved, That's why I just thought of proving that theorem. So if a straight line divides two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, or I can say of a triangle in equal ratio, same thing it is, then the line will be parallel to the third side. Now from the textbook also I can just tell you, from the textbook, if you have the textbook before you, I can tell and finish it off. I can do that. Very easy it is. So see now, the theorem can be proved by taking a line DE such that AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. So that means this line is dividing the two sides AB and AC in the same ratio. So AD by BD or DB is equal to AE by EC. Now what are we going to prove? We have to prove that DE is parallel to BC. But for this, what we do, we think that DE is not parallel to BC, and there is one more line as DE dash parallel to BC. Something funny, you may feel funny here, the proof. So let DE dash be parallel to BC, not DE. So that way we have to take something wrong thing. Actually, you'll come to know now why DE dash is not parallel, and or how it is considered to be parallel. What will happen now, you'll come to know now. So see, but of course AD by dB is equal to AE by EC. See, I am showing in the textbook. That's enough for you, because it's not we just want to tell you such a proof is there in maths, and if it comes, of course you should be able to prove it. So what we are going to take here, DE is not parallel to BC. We are going to take, let DE be a line which is not parallel to BC, but let there be a line DE dash parallel to BC. But of course we are given that AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. That we are going to take. But we are going to consider that DE is not parallel to BC. So if it is not parallel, then let there be one line DE dash be parallel to BC. That is the meaning. Okay, if DE is not parallel to BC, draw a line DE dash parallel to BC, they are telling. So what will happen then in that case? If DE dash is parallel to BC, then also by our Thales theorem, what should happen? If it is a line parallel to BC, then it has to divide the other two sides in the same ratio according to the statement of our Thales theorem. So AD by DB is equal to AE dash by E dash C. You can see in the figure, AD by DB will be equal to AE dash by E dash C, because we have considered now DE dash is parallel to BC. We have taken that line as parallel to BC. So according to Thales theorem, it should happen that AD by DB is equal to AE dash by E dash C. So why they are asking that question there? They are just asking you just for whether you know or not, they want to check, but you know it, of course. Why this happened? Because because of Thales theorem it has happened. Now, therefore, but again what you know now? You know now AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. That is our given part. So, AD by DB is equal to AE dash by E dash C. It is also equal to AE by EC. So, by 1 and 2, what happens? That AD by DB will be there common for both. So, what we do? AE by EC is equal to, we take like this, AE dash by E dash C. Both those are equal. But how can they be equal? AE dash by E dash C is equal to AE by EC. These two will be equal. They will be equal only if DE dash coincides with DE. Then we should say, how can those two things be equal to each other? If they are to be equal, then what should happen? DE dash must be on DE line only. DE dash must lie on DE only. It must coincide with DE. So that is the way we prove it. And if it has to coincide, then what will happen? DE dash and DE will be same, one on the other. So you will get AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. Therefore, now what will happen? DE will be parallel to BC. DE will be parallel to BC. That is the way to prove it. Okay. But of course, adding 1 to both sides, you can see that E and DE dash must coincide. You need not know all that. Just you can say these two ratios will be equal, because EC and E dash C, you see, they will be equal only if they coincide. So you have to stop there. So that is something funny proof it is. Some funny proof, and it cannot happen. So then if it has to happen, then E dash must lie on E only. So therefore DE is the line parallel to BC. DE is parallel to BC. We say that like that and end the proof. Okay. So that is the converse of Thales theorem. You can write from the textbook only what is there. What is that? Because they have not proved in the solution book, they have not taken it seriously. They have just written the converse of Thales theorem is so and so, and they have not proved it. And I just told you there is a proof like this. So I just wanted to tell you such a proof is there, and I wanted you to know it. That's all. Then comes, I was talking about in the previous video that just like how criterias are there for congruency of triangles, which you had studied in 9th standard. It is in the same manner for similarity of triangles also. There are what is that, criterias. AAA criteria, SAS criteria, SSS criteria. So these three criterias are very important. But of course now this year they have cut that SAS and SSS, they have deleted from your portions. So you have to just know that three criterias are there for similarity of triangles. What you know? Three measurements. See how, just like how congruency of triangles, there are six measurements. Out of 6 measurements, only 3 are, if they are equal, then they will be congruent. And those 3 measurements will be either SAS or 2 sides, 1 angle, or all the 3 sides, or 2 angles and 1 side. It was like that for congruency. But now for similarity of triangles, there is exactly like the same, but they should be in the same proportion. So see now, yes, yes means if 3 angles are equal, no, then the 3 sides will be in the same proportion. Or if 3 sides of 2 triangles are in the same proportion, then they will be similar. That means if one is true, the other also will be true. If one is true, the other also will be true. Now if 3 angles are equal, no, if 3 angles of one triangle is equal to 3 angles of the other triangle, then surely the ratio of the corresponding sides will be equal. This was found by Thales theorem, Thales only, and that is AAA criteria, which can also be called as AA criteria. If 2 angles are equal of one triangle to the corresponding angles of the other, and because the third angle will be equal there, in that case the ratio of the opposite sides will also be equal. Now this is actually a theorem which is called as AAA theorem or AAA criteria theorem. Okay children, you just know, like a story I just told you, how for congruency you knew all that. Same thing you have to understand here also in similarity of triangles. And you are lucky to, in some way you are lucky. Why? Because SAS, SSS theorems are not there for you this year. That those all theorems you need not study at all. But while doing the exercise, you should see whether these conditions are holding good there, and why they are similar. They may be similar because of SSS, they may be similar because of SAS, or they may be similar by AAA. That thing you should know there, that's all. So when we do the problems, we'll come to know by SSS it is what is that? It is similar. By SAS it is similar, or by AAA it is similar. You should be able to tell that. That's all. So just understand that, and we shall go to the next. This one now. It is already time. 13 minutes. It is already time now, according to our video timings. So I have to stop, but I have given a small introduction I gave you about these criterias. Okay, so I am going to stop now, and then I shall start the theorem.